Girl's heartwarming claim about her FBI mom mocked by cop, then she was revealed in uniform. 10-year-old Lily stood tall on the school assembly stage, her big brown eyes sparkling with excitement. "My mom is an FBI agent," she declared, her voice ringing clear like a bell. The students gasped, and instantly, a buzz of whispers filled the gymnasium. She felt pride swell inside of her. Her chest puffed out like a balloon. But just as quickly as her moment glimmered, it dimmed when Officer Chad, a local cop, snorted derisively. "Yeah, right. You sure about that, kid?" he scoffed, rolling his eyes. Laughter erupted among her classmates. A tidal wave of giggles crashing down, leaving Lily feeling small and embarrassed. But beneath that weight of humiliation, a fierce determination ignited within her. She couldn't let them tarnish her mother's brave work. Every time her dad stressed over bills, or her mom was gone for late-night missions, Lily clung to the shining image of her mother, the woman who put herself on the line for justice while the world around them felt crumbling. So Lily devised a plan. "I'll show them," she whispered to herself, her mind racing with ideas. Over the next few weeks, as tensions grew in her home, Lily poured her passion into the annual neighborhood block party preparations. Her heart felt heavy, feeling the chill of her parents' argued exchanges drifting up the stairs and into her room. Imagining each argument, each slammed door, she busied herself with decorations, DIY crafts, and baking cookies like a whirlwind, desperate to keep the heaviness at bay. "Hold on, Mom," she thought endlessly. "I believe in you. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As the sun dipped low on party day, Lily's excitement turned to anxiety. The laughter of children echoed outside, but worry clung to her like sweat on a hot day. Where was her mom? She could feel the weight of laughter ripple, a dull ache reminding her of those mocking words. Just when her heart started to sink deeper, the loud, unmistakable sound of sirens filled the air. With that, a hush settled over the gathered crowd. As a police car rolled up, pulling away from the murmurs, out stepped a figure clad in all-black FBI gear. Lily's breath hitched as she recognized her mother's silhouette. The crowd gasped, whispers soared like kites, and finally, Lily felt her heartbeat thunder with the rhythm of hope. Her mom was finally here, her bravery shining brighter than before. But there, off to the side, Officer Chad's eyes narrowed, his mind racing as he processed this unexpected twist. Would he reevaluate his earlier judgments, or would the division between respect and skepticism deepen? As all eyes turned to Lily and her mom, the atmosphere thickened with questions of courage, pride, and the power of family, leaving everyone waiting for what would come next. The crowd erupted into a mix of astonished gasps and excited murmurs. Lily's heart raced as she caught sight of her mother, Agent Sarah Thompson, stepping confidently towards the assembled neighbors. Her uniform fitted perfectly, emblems glinting in the fading sunlight. "Mom!" Lily shouted, breaking through the thickening tension. She darted forward, arms outstretched. Sarah enveloped her in a warm embrace that felt like a protective bubble against the world's skepticism. "Hey there, kiddo," she said, her voice steady and full of love, but there was an intensity in her eyes, a flicker of something that mirrored Lily's determination. "I'm sorry I'm late, work got a little crazy." As Sarah stood, hands firmly on Lily's shoulders, the encouragement radiating from her presence began to shatter the undertones of doubt hanging in the air. "I heard someone was making a big claim about having an FBI mom," Sarah said, her voice clear, directed at the crowd. Laughter melted into a tense silence. Officer Chad, who had started the mocking, shifted uncomfortably, his bravado wavering beneath Sarah's direct gaze. "I take it you've already met my daughter, Lily? The one with the biggest heart in the room?" The crowd erupted into applause, and any lingering jeers turned to cheers. Lily's cheeks flushed with joy, and she could feel the warmth spreading through her chest, replacing the earlier sting of embarrassment. For a moment, every kid who once laughed at her now stood in admiration. "Mom, can we do a demonstration?" Lily's idea burst forth, her mind racing with excitement. "Please? Show everyone how cool it really is to be an FBI agent." Sarah's eyes sparkled at Lily's enthusiasm. "Well, I can show you all how we keep our community safe. But it's not just about the cool stuff. It's also about hard work, dedication, and telling the truth. The real heart of being in this job is about protecting others." "Let me help," Lily exclaimed, her heart pounding with pride, her earlier challenges fading into the background. With newfound confidence, she began coordinating the demonstration. Standing by her mother, she felt like a true partner, her earlier humiliation now overshadowed by the exhilarating possibility of being part of something bigger, as Sarah showcased techniques used in the field, like how agents strategize and protect. Lily chimed in with stories about their family, the nights her mom had worked late to keep everyone safe, the quiet dinners filled with worry over unsolved cases, and the kisses goodnight that always held promises of a brighter tomorrow. The conversations rippled through the crowd, and as Sarah concluded with a powerful expression of community connection, Officer Chad found himself warming to the idea of collaboration rather than rivalry. "I think we could use an extra hand with the local safety program," he finally offered, a new respect in his tone. Lily's heart soared. This was everything she wanted: the respect for her mother, the recognition of their shared commitment to safety, and the lifting of the weight of mockery. As the applause thundered once again, she beamed with pride, watching her mother stand tall not just as an agent, but as a role model. But then, just as the joy reached its peak, a sudden sharp blast of sirens pierced the festivities. An emergency call? The laughter faded into anxious stares. Sarah's expression shifted to one of focus. "Lily," she said, her voice steady but urgent. "This could be serious. I need to go." Lily's joy turned to apprehension. "But Mom, the party, I'll be right back," Sarah assured her. One last look of comfort before she rushed towards her vehicle. Everyone's focus shifted back to Sarah, but Lily stood frozen, torn between celebration and worry. Did the day really have to end like this? As the sirens faded, Lily clenched her fists, a new determination roaring in her heart. She would not let this moment unravel. She would stand strong just like her mom. What if the real challenge isn't over? She whispered to herself, heart racing again. What if it's just beginning? The crowd murmured amongst themselves, the air thick with newfound questions. What awaited them when Sarah returned? In that instant, it felt like the stakes had only just been raised. Lily watched as her mother disappeared behind the black SUV, the vehicle's engine roaring to life and slicing through the lingering excitement of the day. It felt like the world around her had dulled, as if someone had turned down the color of everything. She stood there, suddenly all too aware of the growing hesitations from the crowd. The confidence that had surged through her moments before now fluttered like a paper kite caught in the wind. "Is it really serious?" A voice piped up from the edge of the crowd. It was Mia, one of her classmates, who had been cheering alongside everyone just moments ago. "I heard they don't just send the FBI out for nothing," said another voice. Lily turned to see Officer Chad still watching from the sidelines, now shifting nervously as if he had forgotten how to wear his badge. The cheers had quickly turned into whispers, and Lily felt the weight of their curious gazes. She needed to rally them back. "Hey!" she yelled, her voice cutting through the doubt. With a quick inhale, she stepped forward. "Mom has a tough job, and she's out there right now doing something important," she said, feeling a fiery determination flare inside her. "We'll celebrate when she gets back. But she could really use our support. Everyone here knows how to come together." The crowd shifted, uncertain. "What does that mean?" a local dad asked, crossing his arms skeptically. Lily's heart raced. It was now or never. "It means we can all help keep our community safe, just like Mom." "What if we come up with ideas for the safety program?" Officer Chad mentioned. "We could brainstorm together." She scanned the crowd for encouraging faces, searching for a chance to ignite that spark again. Officer Chad stepped forward, a hint of respect returning to his demeanor. Yeah, let us do that. It's about teamwork, right? Let us not wait until the next "what us up with the FBI" kind of meeting. How about we gather some ideas for Community Watch? We can share Lily's ideas from earlier. The crowd seemed to perk up a bit, nodding and whispering excitedly about safety projects. Lily felt relief wash over her. Seeing her classmates discuss ways they could work together made her heart swell with a sense of belonging. Maybe we can set up a block party or a neighborhood watch. Who's in? She said with bright enthusiasm, rallying them as if she were leading a team. Hands began to rise in support, and soon they were all buzzing with ideas, each contributor feeling the fervor bloom among them. How about we ask people for their suggestions at the park? Mia added, eyes sparkling. Let us make flyers. Another voice shouted. Lily relaxed a little more, the worries bubbling within her fading. They were reminding each other of the strength in unity. They could create something new, make a change, and she would uphold her mother's values while doing it. Just then, a figure emerged from the shadows of the gathering, a familiar silhouette that made Lily's breath hitch in her throat. It was Sarah, back from whatever emergency had drawn her away. The crowd instantly quieted, and Lily felt her heart pound wildly again, this time from joy and pride. "Mom!" she called out, rushing toward her, arms wide, ready to embrace this moment of reunion and awe. But as the distance closed, uncertainty shadowed her excitement. What if this was just another story of bravery, or something far more dangerous than she could imagine? Sarah's face bore the signs of urgency and determination. "Lily, there's something I need to tell you," she said firmly, the warmth of their reunion now laced with tension. What was this weighty revelation? Lily's insides twisted, a new stirring of curiosity and fear intertwining. What if she was about to understand not just the events of the day, but something deeper about the world her mother lived in? "Tell me, Mom, what happened?" And as the sirens of uncertainty echoed again, Lily braced herself, knowing that the turning point was just beginning. "Lily," Sarah began, her voice steady but her eyes revealing shadows of concern. "I need you to trust me. There's more going on than what you think." Lily's heart hammered. The excitement that had flared moments ago felt muted now, her joy slipping. She searched her mother's face, desperate for reassurance but only finding seriousness etched into Sarah's features. The crowd remained hushed, an eager audience hanging onto each word. "We can't stay here much longer. I need to get you home," Sarah continued, glancing at Officer Chad as if seeking support. "Mom, what is happening?" Lily pressed, her voice strained yet curious. "You just came back. We were about to make plans." "I know," her mother said, lowering her voice to an almost urgent whisper. "There's been a breach near the outskirts of town. Serious. I thought it was just a routine call. But now they think someone might be after something bigger." The weight of her words settled heavily around them. Dylan's voice broke in from the crowd. "What do you mean bigger? Like a robbery?" "More than that," Sarah replied, the tension thickening the air. "I can't go into details now, but we may need to work on safety measures sooner than we thought. I need you to help me with that." Lily's mind raced. Images of her mother in her FBI uniform, always the brave protector, flashed through her memory. "How can we help?" she asked, torn between fear and the need to be useful. Sarah's expression softened momentarily. "You've already started. The ideas you sparked today. We might need all of them. I'll be in touch with Officer Chad. But right now you need to get home." At those words, a swirl of emotions hit Lily. "You can't just leave. Everyone was counting on us to rally together. We can do this, Mom." "Lily, this isn't a game," Sarah replied sharply, but there was an unmistakable flicker of pride in her eyes. "Your heart's south in the right place, but this is a real threat. If we don't take it seriously, we may not have the chance later." Suddenly, Mia stepped forward, emboldened by the tension. "Maybe we can have a meeting, just to share ideas and prepare?" "Yes." Lily jumped in, her tone urgent. We already have a team forming. We can start with a plan right now. You can share what you're allowed to, and we can brainstorm ways to stay safe. Sarah looked at the hopeful faces of Lily's friends and then back to her daughter. Lily felt the pull of possibility, a flicker of determination against the storm of unknowns swirling around them. This wasn't just about the threat. It was about their community, their family, and standing strong together. Maybe a community meeting is the best step. Officer Chad finally chimed in, his voice deeper, more resolute. We can inform everyone of how to stay safe without spreading panic. Lily could feel the tide turning. Yes, we start now, she declared, feeling a surge of energy course through her. We'll meet at the park tomorrow. Everyone can come. As the crowd began murmuring in agreement, each person slowly finding their footing again, a sense of unity blossomed. Sarah nodded, a small seed of pride growing despite the weight of concern in her heart. Okay then, she said, straightening her shoulders. I will gather whatever intel I can. But promise me you'll be careful. Lily's eyes locked onto her mother's, determination shining through her worry. We'll be all right, Mom. Together. Just then, the shrill sound of a siren echoed in the distance. Growing closer, and uncertainty loomed once more. Lily felt her heart sink, a daunting reminder of what lay ahead. What if something else happens? She whispered, fear rearing its head again as the crowd began to disperse. A sense of purpose coursed through her veins, yet dread nagged at the corners of her mind. Could they truly protect their community when things were so volatile? Lily, promise you'll stay safe, Sarah urged again, her voice thick with worry. I will, Mom. I promise, Lily replied, but deep down, she couldn't shake the feeling that it was just the beginning. What more would her mother reveal? And how far would they have to go to find the truth buried beneath the danger? Lily felt the evening air grow cold as people filed out, their faces reflecting a mix of worry and resolve. The park swings creaked in the wind, a lonely sound as the haunting siren faded into the distance. It felt surreal, almost like stepping out of a movie into an unsettling reality. Mom, I can't just stand by waiting, she protested, her voice rising slightly. What if the threat is closer than we think? Sarah knelt down, bringing them eye to eye. The seriousness in her gaze cut deep. Lily, your safety is my priority. But so is this community. We're in this together and I'll need you to stay focused. You can count on me, Lily said, her heart swelling with a rush of fierce determination. She paused to gather her thoughts, needing to reassure her mother. Just tell me what to do. I have ideas and I won't let fear stop me. Keep that spirit. I know I can trust you, Sarah replied, standing up slowly. As she did, the shadows on her face seemed to deepen. It was a reminder that behind the badge, the hero, lay a mother trying to protect her child and her city. They walked towards the car, the fabric of normalcy fraying with each step. Officer Chad followed behind, his silence heavy. Lily caught his eye and felt a spark of frustration boil inside her. She wanted him to understand, to back her up, but it felt distant now. Look, we're not helpless. This community is strong, and we're all motivated to fight back. Dylan bumped into her shoulder. I believe in you guys. I wouldn't have spoken up if I didn't think we could make a difference, he added, glancing at Mia, who nodded enthusiastically. Unexpected warmth flooded Lily at their words, infusing her with renewed strength. All right, let us meet early, brainstorm, and see what we can do. Definitely, Mia replied, her eyes sparkling with excitement. We'll tackle anything we can. That night, Lily lay in bed, the chatter of plans swirling in her head. She thought of her mother, who would likely stay up late working, researching the threat. What would happen if they couldn't hold this community together? As she turned in bed, her heart raced at the thought of the meeting the next day. Would everyone show? Would they have the answers? Just then, her phone buzzed beside her. Groggy yet curious, she picked it up. It was a message from Mia. You okay? Just wanted to say we're gonna figure this out. Can't wait for tomorrow. Lily smiled softly, the warmth of camaraderie washing over her like a reassuring hug. But beneath that comfort lay a pang of doubt. Her mother had mentioned a breach. What if it was something personal? Could it impact her friends, her family? Tossing the phone aside, she stared at the ceiling. Each minute ticked away, shadows shifting as the world beyond her window darkened. She wanted to believe, to hold on to hope, but an unshakable feeling clung to her. Morning rays broke through the blinds, but that stillness from the night before faded into rushes of anxiety as she prepared for the day. "Mom?" Lily called out, stepping into the living room. Yet it was empty. Had she already left for work? There was no sign of breakfast or the comfort of Sarah's presence. After a quick breakfast, the unease bubbled again. She grabbed a notebook, ready to write down her ideas, and headed out to meet with her friends as she walked to the park. The sun rose higher, casting a warm glow that imbued her with a sense of purpose. But something flickered in the corner of her eye, a figure standing near the edge of the park. Lily squinted against the light. Who was that? A sudden jolt of foreboding made her pause mid-step. That figure. It seemed strangely out of place, watching her with intensity. Was it just in her head? Or was there something else lurking beneath the surface, waiting to reveal itself? Lily's heart raced. What if the real threat was closer than they all thought? She had to find out, and soon. Lily took a deep breath, her mind racing as she approached the figure. Every instinct told her to turn back, but something inside urged her closer. She couldn't shake the feeling that this person was somehow connected to everything happening in their town. "Hey!" she called out, her voice steady but anxious. The figure turned, revealing a face she recognized. It was a girl from school, Sarah. Always quiet but somehow familiar. What was she doing here alone? "Lily, is that you?" Sarah responded, walking toward her with a cautious look. "I didn't think anyone would be here this early." The tension in Lily's chest eased slightly. "Yeah, I'm just meeting some friends," she eyed Sarah. "What about you?" Sarah hesitated, her gaze darting around the park as if it held secrets. "I guess I wanted to be somewhere safe." Lily felt a chill. Safe from what? "You know, the rumors." Sarah trailed off, her voice dropping to a whisper. "The stories about the threat. Feels too real, like something could happen." Lily's heart sank. "You're right. We have to do something." "Like what?" Sarah asked doubtfully, folding her arms. "We're meeting later to brainstorm ideas. You should come." Sarah considered it, her eyes flickering with hope. "Really? You think we can make a difference?" "Absolutely," Lily replied, excited by the spark of trust between them. "The more ideas the better. It's our community, we can't just stand by and wait." "I'll try, but I don't know if I have anything useful to share," Sarah said softly. Before Lily could reassure her, Dylan and Mia appeared, their energy palpable as they approached. "There you are," Mia exclaimed, her face flushed with enthusiasm. "We're ready to change the world." Dylan chuckled, "Even if it's just our little corner of it." He turned to Sarah. "Hey, you're joining us too." Maybe," Sarah murmured, still hesitant. Lily gave her an encouraging nod. "Please do. We need all the help we can get." A sudden thought hit her. "Sarah, do you have any ideas? Anything you've heard?" With a deep breath, Sarah spoke up. "I heard from a friend that there are more people worried about strange behaviors in the neighborhood. Something feels off, like someone is watching." Chills ran down Lily's spine as she understood the heaviness of Sarah's words. They were all feeling it. The uncertainty lingered in the air like a thick fog. "All right, let us gather our thoughts at the big tree near the community center," Lily suggested, a plan forming. "Sounds good," Dylan agreed, glancing back at Sarah. "You should share everything. No idea is too small." As they walked, Lily's mind buzzed with possibilities. Could they really uncover the threat? Could they protect their families and friends? Once they reached the tree, they settled around its sturdy trunk, a mix of urgency and excitement knitting them together. Lily poised her pencil over her notebook, ready to jot down every idea that bounced off the group. "Let us brainstorm, what can we do?" Just as they began, a voice called from behind them. "You kids better be careful. Not everyone wants to help." Lily turned, her heart racing again. The figure from earlier, now more defined, stood at a distance. An older man, weathered by life, eyes hard but unmistakably full of concern. "Who are you?" Mia challenged, a fire in her tone. "I'm just someone who knows what happens when people stick their noses where they shouldn't," he warned, taking a step closer. Lily's heart thumped loudly as she caught the uneasy glances from her friends. Could he be a danger? Or was he trying to protect them? "Tell us what you know," she demanded, her voice breaking through the tension. And there it was, the moment that could change everything. "What if we're already too late?" the man said, his voice gravelly, yet trembling with urgency. The air thickened, each breath a weight in her chest. What had they unwittingly walked into? The weight of the man's words hung in the air, thick and suffocating. Lily exchanged glances with her friends, uncertainty swirling in her mind. She could see Mia's fists clenching, Dylan shifting his weight from one foot to another, and Sarah hanging back, her eyes wide with fear. "What do you mean by that?" Lily pressed, trying to sound tough despite the quiver in her voice. The man took a deep breath, his features softening just slightly. "There are forces at work that you don't understand. Things are about to escalate. You kids thinking you can take matters into your own hands, you need to be careful. You might not like what you find." "What forces?" Mia snapped, her voice unwavering. "If there's a threat, we have to know what it is." The man hesitated, glancing around as if checking for eavesdroppers. "Look, I can't stay here long. Just be vigilant. Talk to your parents. The adults in this town are worried, but they're too scared to say anything." "Scared of what?" Dylan asked, annoyance creeping into his tone. "Of being watched, of being judged. There's a group, some think they can control this place," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "You need to watch where you tread. They don't like nosy kids." Lily's mind raced. This was bigger than just rumors. It was about power and fear, things that felt too large for them to handle. But they couldn't back down. "We're not afraid. We'll do what we have to do," she replied, trying to infuse her voice with conviction. "Be careful," he repeated, the tension returning to his features. "You won't always get the chance to back out. Sometimes you're pulled in before you even know it." With that, he turned and started to walk away. Lily felt an ache of urgency in her chest. "Wait, how do you know all this?" she shouted after him, desperation creeping in. He paused, glancing back over his shoulder. "Because I've seen it before. In every small town across the country. When people think they're safe, that's when they're most vulnerable." Lily felt a chill run through her. The shadows of the trees seemed to stretch longer, deepening the undercurrent of fear. The man melted into the distance, leaving a void filled only with unanswered questions. "Okay, we need to focus," Lily said, shaking off the unsettling exchange. "Let us write down everything we've talked about, even the rumors. We can't let fear paralyze us. We have to be smart." Mia took a deep breath, trying to steady her racing heart. "You really think we can find a way? It feels so much bigger than us." "We have to try," Sarah replied, her voice gaining strength. "If there's something wrong, we can't just ignore it." Lily nodded, doodling a quick leader chart. "Let us think of a plan to gather information. What can we find out from the older kids at school? Maybe they know something." Dylan chimed in, "We can also ask the parents. Maybe they've noticed anything strange." The energy shifted. As they started jotting down ideas, the feeling of camaraderie began to build. Maybe they could do something. Maybe, just maybe, they could be the ones to make a difference. But in the back of her mind, the man's warning echoed. What would happen if they were too late? Lily took a breath, her heart pounding. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was breathing down their necks. "Listen up," she said, her voice firm now. "No matter what, we stick together. No one goes off on their own, and we're careful. If this is as serious as he says, we can't let fear divide us." But as her friends agreed, a new shadow loomed, watching from the edge of the park. It flickered in and out of the trees, just beyond their sight. Was it just her imagination? Or was the danger already creeping closer? "Who's there?" she called out suddenly, squinting into the gloom. There was no answer, only silence and the rustling of leaves. What if this threat was already closer than any of them had realized? Lily felt her blood run cold as the sound faded into stillness. A trickle of unease crept down her spine. Her friends huddled a little closer, the chill in the air prickling their skin. That ominous feeling, the one the man had warned them about, swirled around them like a dark mist. "Mia, keep an eye on that spot," Lily instructed, her heartbeat echoing loudly in her ears. "Dylan and Sarah, help me with the notes." They all turned their focus back to the task at hand. But the forest felt different now, charged with tension as they scribbled down their ideas. Each passing moment felt heavier. Lily's hand shook ever so slightly as she wrote. The map of their investigation lay sprawled in front of them, dotted with names and potential leads, a mix of rumors and gut instincts. Mia's voice broke through her thoughts, filled with urgency. "What if this group is planning something? We can't just sit here. We need to find out more." "Agreed," Dylan replied, his confidence building with every word. "What if we quietly investigate the high school? There's gotta be someone who knows something." "What about tonight?" Sarah suggested, biting her lip. "We could go after dark, check it out. Less chance of getting spotted." Lily felt a rush of excitement coupled with fear. "We can do it when it's cooler. Stick to the shadows. We'll gather intel, figure out what's really going on." The four of them exchanged glances, an unspoken pact forming among their anxious expressions. Even amid the fear, hope was bubbling somewhere inside. Suddenly, the rustling near the trees caught Lily's attention again. The shadow had returned, slowly inching closer. She squinted, her heart racing as she tried to make sense of the dark figure stepping into the dim light. "What is that?" Mia shrieked, taking a step back, her eyes wide. With a surge of bravery, or maybe foolishness, Lily called out again. "Show yourself. We know you're there." From behind a tree, a girl emerged. She looked to be about their age, with messy hair and a wild look in her eyes. She was panting as if she had been running. "You need to get out of here," she yelled, glancing back over her shoulder. "They're coming." "Who's coming?" Dylan asked, his brows furrowing. "I can't explain. Just trust me." Her voice was panicked, urgent. It sent shivers down Lily's spine. "You need to hide." Just then, a low rumble echoed through the park, the ground vibrating slightly beneath their feet. The girl grabbed Lily's wrist and tugged her. "Now, move." Lily turned to her friends, fear clawing at her gut. "We can't just leave. We need to. There's no time. If we stay, they'll see us." In that moment, Lily realized the stakes were higher than they had imagined. She felt the pull of that shadow looming over them once more, urging them to retreat, to hide from whatever threat lay ahead. Reluctantly, they broke from their huddle and followed the girl, who led them deeper into the trees. As they ran, Lily's mind raced. Who was this girl? What was coming for them? And could they truly trust her? With each step, the weight of the unknown pressed down on them. And as they ducked behind a thick bush, the sound of heavy footsteps echoed through the clearing behind them, leaving them breathless and fear-stricken. "What's going on?" Lily whispered, breathless. But the girl had her eyes wide, filled with a warning that sent dread crashing through Lily. "You have no idea what you're getting into." And in that moment, with footsteps pounding just meters away, the reality of their situation crystallized. Would they become victims of the very mystery they sought to unravel, or could they play a part in changing their narrative? Lily's heart raced. What lay ahead was darker than she could grasp, and she couldn't help but wonder if they had just unleashed something far more sinister than they ever anticipated. The girl's grip on Lily's wrist tightened. Her eyes darted back toward the direction from which they had just fled. "We can't stay here. They'll find us if we do." Lily nodded, fear churning in her stomach. The last thing she wanted was to face whatever was lurking in the shadows. "Okay," she whispered, trying to sound calm. "Lead the way." They crept along, the underbrush crackling underfoot. Lily could hardly breathe. Every noise made her heart leap. Mia, right beside her, murmured, "Do you think it's really dangerous? What are they looking for?" "I don't know," Lily replied, keeping her voice low, "but I have a bad feeling." Before they could linger on the thought, the girl turned sharply, her face tense. "We need to move faster." They followed her deeper into the woods, ducking under branches and maneuvering around every gnarled tree. Time felt suspended, each second stretching painfully as they navigated through the dim light. Finally, they reached a small clearing hidden by thick foliage. Here, she breathed, pulling them into the dense brambles. We'll be safe for now. Safe? Dylan echoed skeptically. How can we be sure? Trust me, she replied, sincerity flooding her hazel eyes. I wouldn't have brought you here if it wasn't he. The group huddled, the weight of their predicament sinking in. What do you know? Lily pressed, wanting answers to flood the air rather than the ominous unknown. Who's coming? There's a group. The girl hesitated, looking around as if the mere mention would conjure these mysterious foes. They call themselves the Watchers. They're looking for something. Someone? Sarah frowned. What do you mean? Me, the girl said quietly, her voice trembling slightly. They're hunting me for what I know. I don't want to drag you into this, but you have to understand, they aren't just dangerous. They're powerful. Lily leaned in closer, horrified but intrigued. Then we have to help you. What do we do? No. The girl's voice cracked. You don't understand. If they catch you, it will be worse. You can't help me. You have to get out while you can. But we found you, Mia exclaimed, her eyes shining with determination. You can't go back alone. The girl's gaze softened. But you don't know what's at stake. I can't let you get hurt. Lily felt a swell of emotion, buoyed by the fear of losing a stranger they barely knew. You're one of us now. We can face this together. Silence fell thick and heavy around them. Outside their small sanctuary, the footsteps grew closer. Shadows danced just beyond the trees as the crunching of leaves echoed ominously. Please, the girl pleaded, her eyes shimmering with vulnerability. If you stick with me, I promise I'll keep you safe. But you have to trust me. Before Lily could respond, a sudden crack from nearby sent them all jumping. The heavy footsteps had stopped. Get ready, the girl whispered, her voice barely audible. They're here. Lily's heart raced, and she glanced at her friends, each face reflecting a mixture of fear and determination. They had ventured out seeking answers about a mystery, and instead had stumbled headlong into danger. Could they turn back now? Or would they stand united in the face of whatever was about to emerge from the shadows? As her pulse quickened, she couldn't shake the feeling that all of their lives were about to change forever. Would they face the truth lurking in the dark together? Or would fear tear them apart? The air hung thick with tension, every breath a whisper of dread. Lily and her friends huddled in the thicket, their hearts pounding in unison with the footsteps that drew ever closer. The girl, still with that fearful determination in her eyes, peered through the brambles, scanning the edges of the clearing. The shadows shifted like phantoms, creeping toward them, and every crack of twig only heightened their sense of urgency. Stay close, Lily said, her voice steady despite the rising fear. No matter what happens, we stick together. We can't let them catch us off guard. She glanced at Dylan, Mia, and Sarah, their faces lit with resolve, and felt a surge of hope. They were in this together. As the figures emerged from the trees, cloaked in darkness, the girl took a deep breath. Her expression was a mixture of defiance and dread. When I give the signal, we bolt. You need to trust me. Lily nodded, adrenaline flushing through her veins. Her chest felt tight, but she was determined to stay strong. We're ready. Just tell us when. As the figures moved closer, the hooded forms were ominous, but Lily's heart reminded her of her mother's teachings. Courage is not the lack of fear. It's choosing to act in spite of it. Ready? The girl whispered. The group tensed, their bodies poised for action. Suddenly, she lunged forward, sprinting into the opposite direction. Go now. Lily's instincts kicked in. She followed, each footfall pounding against the forest floor, her friends racing alongside her. They dashed through the trees, the scenery blurring past, their breaths heavy with fear and determination. The echoes of pursuit rang behind them as loud as their hearts could bear. Over there, Sarah shouted, pointing to an old, abandoned shed partially hidden by thick vines. Without hesitation, they dove inside, pressing against the walls as their hearts thundered. quieting their breaths in a collective wish for safety. Inside, the shadows grew darker, and the flickering light from a lone window cast strange shapes upon their faces. "What now?" Dylan whispered, eyes wide as they searched for answers. "Do you think they saw us?" Mia trembled, glancing at their new friend, who drew shaky breaths beside Lily. "They can't find us here if we stay quiet," Lily whispered back, but uncertainty tainted her comfort. "What do you know about them?" The girl looked frightened, her eyes darting from face to face. "They are called the Watchers. They believe I have information that could compromise everything they're trying to control. They'll do whatever it takes to get it back, even if it means hurting someone." Lily felt a cold grip of fear twist in her stomach. "But why us? I mean, we're just kids." "They see you as potential threats. Your curiosity, what you started today at the park, brings attention. They can't have anyone getting too close," the girl replied, pressing her hands into her legs, willing herself to stay calm. Just then, the sound of gravel crunching outside sent a jolt through Lily. "They're searching for us," she whispered urgently, feeling the weight of the moment pressing down. "They won't stop," their friend said, determination flaring in her eyes. "We need to outsmart them." "How?" Mia asked, her voice trembling. "We use what we already have. If they want to control the story, we have to rewrite it. We set up a trap. We take control of the narrative," the girl declared, her voice solidifying into resolve. Lilia's heart raced with a flicker of excitement. "What if we gather everyone? The whole community? The more people, the stronger we'll be." "Yes," Sarah exclaimed, her spirit rekindling. "If we could rally everyone before they know what's happening, we can turn the tide." "Exactly." The girl's eyes lit up with the fire of purpose. "We need to spread the word and let them know they're not alone. Help is out there." Just then, a shadow passed by the shed window, and everyone froze. The air was electric, tinged with both fear and exhilaration. "It's now or never," Lily whispered, feeling the thrill of their mission well up inside her. "We have to act fast." With a shared glance of determination, they all nodded. The weight of fear morphed into a vibrant sense of purpose, the thrill of hope, and a chance to reclaim their town. They crept back to the door, ready to face whatever lay beyond, knowing that this journey was more than a fight. It was about uniting their community and standing up for what was right. As they stepped into the light, a deep breath filled Lily's lungs. She glanced around, the path before them shrouded in uncertainty but fueled by an unyielding spirit. "We're stronger together," she breathed, steeling herself for the challenge ahead. And in that moment, she understood this was just the beginning. They would face the Watchers, and no matter the outcome, they would not do it alone. With renewed courage in their hearts, Lily and her friends transformed their fear into a blazing strength, ready to reclaim their community and protect everything they loved. They were no longer just kids with a dream. They were determined protectors of their home, echoing the unyielding spirit of their beloved city. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, they knew they were making history. Now, you need to subscribe immediately to the channel to not miss our next exclusive stories, so don't wait not even one more second. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and help us grow. Share your feelings about the ending in the comments, and make sure to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. This is the moment to show your support. Together, we can create waves of change.